Hello friends, welcome to the Kumbi-Gikku Show, the start of the English summer, India in England for a new 5-test series for the Anderson-Tendulkar Trophy. With me is our good old friend K. Srinath, the former player turned BCCI panel umpire. We will not take much time away from you and let's go straight away into what's in store for the next couple of months, starting with the first test at Leeds, Headingley, Yorkshire. Good evening, Shri. Welcome to the Kumbi-Gikku Show. And as we promised at the end of the IPL, we are back with a new series and India versus England in England, the start of India's new WTC cycle 2025-27.
Hi, Gikku. Yes, exciting times. We did have a juggernaut and a bandwagon of T20 cricket, IPL coming to an end. And yes, switching over now to the traditional red ball cricket. And what more is a better opportunity for India to take on England in a 5-test match series. As you mentioned, it's a new era. We've had three stalwarts calling it quits from test match cricket, and a new captain in the form of Shubman Gill. And what sort of partnership Shubman Gill and Gautam Gambhir will forge together. I think the start of this WTC cycle will certainly throw open a lot of questions, and there will be a lot of answers also coming up for that.
And starting straight away at Headingley, the place of Yorkshire, some of the greats of England cricket have come from there. Len Hutton, Geoffrey Boycott, and of course the modern great Joe Root. Yorkshire, in a way, is associated as something like the Mumbai of England cricket. The history, the number of county titles that Yorkshire have won, likewise Mumbai in Ranji Trophy. Some similarities drawn there, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think they have been one of the top county sides since inception of county cricket in England. And the legacy has been a long-standing one. And yes, no better place to start off for England as such, because Headingley is a place known, for overcast conditions, the ball to do a bit in the air, and traditionally it's been a seamer-friendly wicket. But to be honest, the weather has hit up to 30 degrees. So that's pretty warm per se in terms of conditions in England. That should certainly be a welcome sign for the Indians, because 30 degrees is quite warm temperatures as far as Englishmen go, but not for the Indians. So what's in store and what the 22-yard pitch holds? Only tomorrow time will tell when the covers are opened.
Of course, like you said, no better place than to start a series in Yorkshire, where the trophy named after one of the two stalwarts, Sachin Tendulkar, became the first overseas Yorkshire player way back in 1992 to play for Yorkshire. And after that, there have been three others, with the latest being Ruturaj Gaikwad. How do you look at this, the change in the name of the trophy from what was the Pataudi Trophy since 2007 to now renaming it to the Anderson-Tendulkar Trophy? And only earlier in the day, the trophy was unveiled. So, and it looks a pretty impressive, nice little trophy with A and S engraved on the trophy.
Times have changed. The game has moved on. There's been a lot of evolution. The dynamics of sport, as per se, cricket has changed. So it doesn't come as a surprise, but there was a bit of hue and cry in the cricketing circle saying that such an iconic cricketer, the late Pataudi, why wasn't the trophy continued in his name, and why does suddenly the name of the modern day legend, the colossal figure Tendulkar and Anderson, come into picture? And in fact, I did read a piece somewhere which said that Sachin, went to the extent of trying to coax the concerned people and tell them that the trophy need to be retained in the name of Pataudi. But yes, it's left to the wisdom of the people who decide as to which name the trophy is to be played. End of the day, it's about the 22 players who come out on the park and they play for the coveted trophy. It could be M.A.K. Pataudi, it could be Anderson-Tendulkar Trophy. As I said, we move on with times. There was only test match cricket once upon a time. Then came in 50-over cricket. It became T20. T10 is coming into picture. So times have changed, and I think we need to accept and flow with the tide.
Right, but there is also this report of the Pataudi name being associated still with the series, with a medal named after Pataudi being given to the best performer at the end of the series. So there is still some continuation with the Pataudi and the series. Okay, Shubman Gill, first test as a captain. How is it going to be for him? Of course, it's an honor to be leading, and that's being said primarily in the media. How is he going to feel leading India for the first time in a test without Virat Kohli, without Rohit Sharma, and without Ravichandran Ashwin?
Absolutely massive misses there. Three of the legendary cricketers in Indian cricket within a span of, I think, close to 8 months, calling it a day as far as red ball cricket was concerned. In fact, Ashwin has gone on to retire from all formats with the Indian side. Yes, it's a massive tour, not only per se as a captain for Shubman Gill, but for this current young Indian side, which is going through a transition. A lot has been said about Shubman Gill as a captain. We've seen quite a bit of him in the IPL. But captaining a franchisee side in a T20 format is totally different from what you're going to do over 5 days and captaining your country. Yes, in pressers, when you say it's an honor for anybody, Gikku. Whether it's your club side, it's your school side, your state or your country. It's an honor for anybody to captain the side. But yes, as I mentioned, this is a transitional phase for Indian cricket. What sort of experience does Shubman Gill have in his kitty to really, look upon to? And the youngsters who have come in, would they certainly live up to their potential? So there'll be a lot of, things working on their mind. But yes, early days, and it's a new horizon for this current Indian side. And I think majority of them whom we see here, barring a couple maybe like a Bumrah or a Jadeja, I think most of them are going to continue playing Test match cricket for a long time to come in future for India. I think exciting times, and looking forward to a real good series, and hopefully this young Indian side can really put up a show on the park.
Right, and Shubman Gill is going to enter untested waters. Not only is he going to be captaining for the first time, but he's also going to be batting at number 4 in tests. Like Rishabh Pant, his deputy, said in the press conference 2 days ago, which was on Wednesday. So, number 4, where he has not batted at all in test cricket, he has only opened and has batted at number 3. New challenges, perhaps he is one who is ready to take up fresh challenges.
Are you indirectly saying, will he fill in the shoes of the man who just left the place vacant for number 4? In all fairness, I don't think it's like-to-like comparison at all. I would off my hat off to Shubman Gill because, as you mentioned, his open innings is batted at number 3. Typically, for an opening batter, he would love to bat in the top 3 positions. But having said that, now if you are looking at somebody else walking in at number 3, it could be a Sai Sudarshan or a Karun Nair. So where does the option open up for Shubman Gill? It's at number 4. And that's a pivotal position. And we've known for the last 14, 15 years who's batted at the number 4 position. There are going to be comparisons. People will write, people will talk about who is he replacing at number 4. I don't think, we should be dwelling too much on that. I think with whatever little bit we've seen him in the role of a captain and a batter, I think he brings in a lot of calmness to the table. So I hope, he's embraced this challenge, not only as a captain, but to bat at a new position at number 4.
So that's Shubman Gill at number 4. Pant himself said that he is going to bat at number 5. And he said there was also a lot of discussions about who is going to be number 1, 2 and 3. And as we go by what we have, it has to be Yashasvi Jaiswal and KL Rahul to open the innings with perhaps number 3 going to a debutant, be it Sai Sudarshan. It could be even Abhimanyu Ishwaran.
I go with you, Gikku. The number 1 and 2 would be KL and Yashasvi Jaiswal. KL Rahul is one who's third tour of England. He has rich experience of, seeing the England conditions. Yes, number 3, the waiting in the wings has been quite a long one for Abhimanyu Ishwaran. But as we know, history, the top 4 or 5 in an international squad which possesses left-handers certainly have done extremely well. So I think my money is on Sai Sudarshan to make his debut at number 3. As already it's been decided, Shubman Gill at 4, 5 Pant. Maybe, the comeback man. And you have him in the squad, it makes it all that more important to play him. Karun Nair at 6. And maybe, number 7 option could be, obviously, would be Jadeja. So 8, 9, 10 and 11 would be an important question. India is going to play 3 seamers. And my money is on, obviously, 2 who tick the boxes, Jasprit Bumrah and Mohammad Siraj. And I personally would go in with Prasidh Krishna. Though the scales might tilt in favor of Harshdeep Singh being a left-armer, but I think I would go in with Prasidh. So one option I am looking at is a very, very tough one. Is it going to be Shardul Thakur or Nitish Reddy? With the form that Shardul Thakur has stuck in the India A games and the run-up into the intra-squad game has been tremendous. But now, would India be tempted to play 2 spinners? Is there a place for Kuldeep Yadav? That would be a big question mark. So I think I would zero in on Shardul Thakur because Nitish Kumar Reddy cannot make the side as a pure batter. So this is what the playing 11 I am looking at.
And how much of the India A versus the England Lions matches and also the intra-squad, how much would that give an indication? Because we saw Karun Nair score a double 100 in the first England Lions game. KL Rahul scored 100 in the second. And going by the intra-squad and some of the reports that came, of course, Sarfaraz Khan scored 100 in that intra-squad game, but there are also reports of Jasprit Bumrah going wicketless. How much do you read into these matches leading into the Test series?
When I did see the England Lions squad, it wasn't, packed with any of the top performers from the county circuit. Typically, we don't see many of the side games being played nowadays when there are long tours. So if at all there is one game, it's basically, the sheep being fed for the Lions. That's how the, England Lions team was. So not to read too much into the sort of numbers that have come up, but nevertheless, it's about quality time the Indian batters and bowlers got to spend in the middle. Many of them, it was their first tour or maybe the second one, not having much international experience to gain first-hand experience of the England conditions. I think that is the most important thing for this current Indian side. Acclimatizing, getting used to the England conditions is what would help them stand in good state before the start of the Test match tomorrow.
And India are going to be up against 3 good English pace bowlers and 1 spinner in Shoaib Bashir. Those 3 fast bowlers have not played a test against India in England, including Chris Woakes with his vast experience of 50-plus test matches, nearly 200 test wickets. Though he has played against India, those 3 test matches have been in India. And perhaps the England selectors, to get an idea of his bowling against India, he played in the India A versus England Lions, him and Josh Tongue, the other young fast bowler. So it's going to be a relatively inexperienced bowling attack that India is going to come up, and that is a good sign for India, isn't it? With the kind of inexperience that India have, barring say KL Rahul, barring Rishabh Pant who have been there before, a relatively good sign for India to come up against these inexperienced English bowlers. But you can't rule them out. You cannot discount them.
If I have to put it in one word, it's going to be a test of the experience of the Indian bowlers against the experienced Indian batters. Vis-a-vis the inexperienced England bowling attack against the lack of experience in Indian batting lineup. So, as you mentioned, yes, the England bowlers are going to be under the pump. With whatever news I've got, it's going to be a really good wicket that's going to help both the bowlers and batters per se. And no better opportunity for the Indian side. As you said, you can't discount the England bowlers in their own den. But excepting Ben Stokes, we don't know how match fit he is per se in terms of bowling. Their most experienced bowler is Chris Woakes. You take him out of the equation. It would be Brendan Cars, Josh Tongue or Shoaib Bashir. absolutely they're inexperienced on the international circuit compared to Jasprit Bumrah, a Mohammad Siraj, or a Jadeja or a Kuldeep Yadav. So certainly, I would say India has won up per se in terms of the bowling against a high-quality England batting, whereas an inexperienced Indian bowling attack is up against a young and upcoming Indian batting lineup. So I think it would be interesting till the first ball is bowled and how things pan out. We can't judge anything per se just on what the names on the paper would be.
Right, and they also have, of course, Ben Stokes, who's been bowling off and on in recent times. He did bowl against the Zimbabweans in the one-off test very recently, and he picked up a couple of wickets in the test match. So we have to be wary of Ben Stokes and what he can do. Just 2-3 overs, and they will be very, very testing overs from the experienced England captain. And there was a report today that said Stokes is fit and ready to don the full all-rounders role again. So it's going to be a challenging task for India against not just those 4 frontline bowlers, but also Ben Stokes to cope up with.
True, a fully fit Ben Stokes is certainly going to be an asset for the England side, and also would be a treat to watch, because he would be literally boosting this England bowling attack if he can, chip in with spells of 3 or 4 overs. And yes, if he can bowl longer, not a great sign for India, but it's going to be really good for the game of cricket.
And the last year when England toured India, Ben Stokes until then had not bowled, and he was very, very watchful of his knee or something that he was recovering from. But when he took the ball and decided to bowl the first ball in that series, he took a wicket. So that is Ben Stokes and his whatever he can do with the ball, with his maybe somebody like Mohinder Amarnath or Gavin Larson, the dibbly-dobbly bowler who is very uncanny.
Yeah, I mean, what he can bring to the table and the sort of cricketer he's been. So you just can't keep him out of the game. That's what Ben Stokes has always been known for. Let's all hope a fully fit Ben Stokes can get onto the park and, pose questions, which could be challenging for the Indian side. But absolutely, 2 fit sides playing there would be a real treat to watch.
And this series will also be a test of, say, a rookie captain versus an experienced captain. So Shubman Gill will have to be on top and getting all the guidance from the experience of, say, Gautam Gambhir as the head coach, and so many other players that he can rely upon who have played there before. How is it going to be Shubman Gill versus Ben Stokes, just in captain versus captain clash of this series?
To start with, it's not a fair comparison, Gikku. Ben Stokes has been around for 15 years. He's played enough cricket. He's captain England in all formats. And we have the young gun now literally shouldering his arms and coming with an open mind to take this young and resilient Indian team forward. Man to man, I mean, per se, in terms of captaincy, there's no comparison because Shubman Gill has not been tested in red ball cricket. But as you say, he's got wealth of experience around him in terms of Gambhir as a coach. He will have Bumrah on the field of play. He'll have Jadeja to fall back on. KL Rahul, who's third tour of England. So certainly he's got the people around him to pump him up. And also he's been pretty smart. There have been statements that have come up saying that he's focused on his captaincy when he's literally on the field and fielding. Whereas he's certainly not thinking about captaincy when he's batting. So I think with his exterior and demeanor, what sort of face is put up, the calmness he's been able to bring to the table, I think it will be certainly a testing time. But certainly I don't think he's somebody who's going to be overawed by that mantle of captaincy and going to buckle under pressure.
And we are in the era where though the youngsters are brave and they are ready to face anything that is thrown at them. So that fearless attitude that we speak about, especially in T20, this is going to be something that the Indian cricketers are going to be a real test for English in their own conditions. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely. Whether we're going to see baseball cricket versus the new gen young Indian cricketers who are approaching the game fearlessly. Yes, T20 cricket has done a lot of good for the way the game is being played, fearless cricket. Yes, we could come up with a situation wherein it's going to be, a slam bang from both sides. or it could be, a one-way show wherein both of them shut shop. But it is going to be a very, very interesting series. And who is going to draw first blood? That's going to be the key to this 5-test match series.
Right, and when you look at history, India versus England at this particular ground, Headingley, 7 test matches, India have won 2, lost 4. What memories do you recall of India versus England, especially in Headingley?
1986 was a couple there. 2002, Rahul Dravid. I think these 2 games were the ones which India won. And again, I reiterate, history is there. History always is there, but it certainly can be rewritten. And why not? We saw a lot of those things happen in the last couple of months. And certainly, yes, it's on the anvil. And let's hope there's a great start for this test series in terms of both the teams. And I hope India, with his young side, certainly can come up trumps.
Of course, Dilip Vengsarkar scored 102 in the company of Maninder Singh when he was in the 90s. The 9th wicket fell. This is about 1986, where India went out to win. And they won a test series after 1971 in 1986 under Kapil, first being at Lords. I'll never forget that because those were the early days of me following cricket, and those are still fresh in mind. Kapil Dev scoring the winning hit in Lords against Phil Edmonds, the left-arm spinner, sweeping him for a 6. That was the winning shot. I'll never forget that. And of course, Dilip Vengsarkar, 2 consecutive hundreds in that. 3 centuries in a row at Lords, the late 70s, then 80s and 86. So those are things that remain in mind. And there was something that I read today, and I'm sure you would have also read in W.V. Raman's column about Ramnarayan Venkatraman paying tributes to Tiger Pataudi, scoring 100 in 1967, a 50 in the same test match at Headingley. You remember it was the same test match where Jeffrey Boycott scored a double 100, 246 or something. He was dropped for the next match because he was scoring so very slowly. These are the Headingley tests that stay fresh in mind. And of course, Shai Hope of the West Indies about 10 years or so ago, scoring 200s in a single test match against England at this particular ground. The first ever to do so. Not even Jeffrey Boycott has done that. Not even Len Hutton has done that. So these are something that I'll associate with Headingley and of course 1986 that India won. Madan Lal, from nowhere, he was not in the original squad, brought from playing from county season, playing some Lancashire League, and then he was chosen ahead of even Manoj Prabhakar who was in the original playing squad. So these are things that Headingley tests and the Leeds which come to mind. So what more? How will this series shape up? That will depend on the start that either team makes starting tomorrow or starting on Friday at Headingley, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's going to be a real test for both sides, not only for India. And whoever is just going to grab the opportunity and literally, take the bull by the horn, I think they are just going to move ahead in this series. Of course, 5 test matches is a long way. And somebody is down 2-0 also just cannot sulk and throw in the towel. And as I said, always, India is prepared well. Good start is certainly going to take them forward in this tour. And certainly the momentum is going to be very, very important.
And this is also the home ground of the current modern great batsman, Joe Root. So he will also be looking to, and he's been in fine form, 10,000 plus runs recently. So he is going to be somebody who is going to be holding the England innings together against the experienced, against the Indian attack with Jasprit Bumrah, Siraj and co. So that's going to be crucial, isn't it? And of course, they have, like you said, the baseball approach that they have, the top order.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be slam bang cricket at the top. You're going to have Zach Crawley, you've got Ben Duckett, Ollie Pope, and one, calming factor there would be Joe Root, followed by Ben Stokes and Jamie Smith. I think, as I mentioned, it's going to be the experience of the Indian bowling attack against the real experienced batting of England. So whoever is going to hold fort, again, that's going to be the most important thing. Nerves, there'll be butterflies, the start of a WTC cycle for India. Big 2 years ahead for them. Resurrection. There's going to be a lot of chopping and changing that's going to happen. Youngsters being blooded in. Again, the urge to do well, the fire in the stomach for a fight, and the resilience you're going to show. I think these qualities will really hold gold in a long 5 Test match series like this.
And let's really hope that the young Indian team with the new captain Shubman Gill, they really make a good start to not just this WTC cycle, but also taking the team forward, carrying on the legacy left behind some of the greats with the recent retirement of the trio of Kohli, Rohit and Ashwin. So let's all rally behind Shubman Gill and co, and really hope that they make a fight out of this English team and settle some earlier records, settle some previous scores, isn't it?
Absolutely. Looking forward to the start of the Test match. Hopefully, we'll be glued to the seats, and what better way to start a summer? England, Headingley, Leeds, young captain Shubman Gill against the old wily fox Ben Stokes. I'm just waiting and chewing my nails to just get to watch an absorbing 5-day Test match cricket at the Headingley.
And nothing like watching Test match cricket from England, afternoons in India. Just like how we get up early in the morning to watch Test matches live from Australia. So looking forward to it, and we'll be back soon, probably at the end of the Test match with the Kumbi-Gikku Show again. Until then, enjoy the Test. Let's back Shubman Gill and Indian team to do well. Sri, thank you so much once again for your wonderful thoughts and your inputs as always. Fantastic.
Thank you, Gikku. Thank you.
See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.